Senate Amendment 3214. Mr. President, this amendment will establish a commission to investigate the circumstances surrounding the relocation, the internment, and deportation of Latin Americans of Japanese descent from December 1941 to February 1948. The story of the internment of U.S. citizens is a story that has been made well known after a fact-finding study by a commission authorized by Congress in 1980. However, far less known is the story of Latin Americans of Japanese descent. Toward the end of the investigations, this 1980 commission discovered this extraordinary effort by the United States government soon after December the 7th, 1941. However, because information surfaced so late in the study, the Commission was unable to fully review the facts, but found them significant enough to include in the appendix of its published report to the Congress. It appears that soon after December the 7th, 1941, the government of the United States called upon certain governments in Latin America and requested that certain Japanese be sent to the United States to be used for prisoner exchange programs. And approximately 2,300 civilian men, women, and children who had committed no crime were taken from their homes in Latin America. They were stripped of their passports, brought to the United States, and interned on American soil. And some were taken from this camp and used for civilian exchange with Axis countries. You can imagine the anxiety and the fear in the hearts and minds of these men, women, and children, not knowing where they were headed for and for what purpose. Despite their personal tragedies, these Japanese Latin Americans were not included in the Civil Liberties Act of 1988 because this program appears to have been executed outside of Executive Order 9066, and the internees were not citizens of the United States. Under this amendment, 9 commission members, 3 appointed by the President, 3 by the Speaker of the House, and 3 appointed by the President pro tempore of the Senate, would have a year to report its findings to Congress. This amendment does not authorize any payment for restitution and would not affect direct spending or revenues. It was reported out of the Homeland Security and Government Affairs Authorizing Committee and was approved by the Committee on Commerce, Justice, and Science Appropriations Subcommittee to attach to the Commerce, Justice, Science Appropriations Bill. Today I seek your support for this amendment, which would establish a fact-finding commission to extend the study of the 1980 Commission. I believe, Mr. President, that by examining the extraordinary program of interning citizens from Latin America in the United States would give finality to and complete the account of federal actions to detain and intern civilians of Japanese ancestry. As a footnote, Mr. President, when the war was over and these internees were released from their camps, they were persons without a country. They were soon arrested for not having a permit or passport to be in the United States. And so they were scheduled for deportation to their supposedly home. And these Latin American countries just said, oh no, we're not responsible. We're not taking them. So here they were, not knowing where to go. And this is the subject of my amendment, sir. I think the United States would like to have this clarified. It's a blight on our record, and I'm certain my colleagues will go along with this. I thank you very much, sir. I yield the floor.
Here it is. Here it is.